line. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, back here live on the P10 Race TV. We are showcasing you today a good one, as we are about to see the Suellio Almeida MotorRacing.com Porsche Cup Challenge Series here in Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. As I hope I said that name right, we welcome you to the show and welcome to the track. It should be a good one here on P10 Race TV. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader, Chris Stroud, joining you guys here today. 14 coming out today with us today, and this should be a very tough little circuit, a very prominent little circuit to race down to the track. We'll take a look at our starting lineup as we see on the pole. Number 60 will be Philip Hammer on the outside. In the 9, it is Nicholas Nold. Row number 2 in the number 686 is Django Vale. The outside in the 34 is Spencer Marsh. Row number 3 in the number 76 is Thorsten Seifert. The outside in the 911 it's Emil Koopmans. Row number 4 is Jonas Sager. In the number 72 the outside. Number 12 is Adam Schmidt. Row number 5 is a 115 of Michael McLeod. The outside of the 93 is Neil Killen. Row number 6 is the 52 Mark DeBrew. On the outside of the 87 Bernardo Faria. Row number 12, your final stars today, or 7, excuse me, your final stars today pilots us to the 992 of Danny Hugendorn. The outside, the 496 is Kenny Eckert. That is your starting lineup for this one. First heat of the day, 8 invert to the field. First 8 to the line, definitely going to be a wild little challenge and a bit of a goose chase here to get past this one. Field ready to patrol down to the track, ready to set the bar up and set them off to the track side here. This should be interesting to see just how much cornering and control these drivers can take up as the lights now flicker onto our screen. Ready to hit the loud pedal down. Drop the lights. Green flag is out. Let's go racing. It's Suellio Gilles Villeneuve. Well, for the first corner there, Bernardo Feria having a little bit of a time making it down through the sectors. Right back down into the hard, sharp right-handers now. Part street course, part road course, all casing and craziness. Nicholas Nolde right now trying to stay right ahead here. Martin as they run them down from the first part. Emil Kuhlman's immediately trying to also get a grip on the line up the track here. He knows that position could be key here. Points on the line, valuable points as well. And with those top 8 getting the invert of the field, makes it that much harder to get right back into the mix of things and back into the run of things. Bernardo last week pulling off some great racing, some strong presence of mind down there, but it doesn't look like right out of the gate anyway. He's going to get that same kind of hope and same kind of leverage. It's going to be a little bit more of a mix and match, a little bit more of a mix and match there as Adam Schmidt and the old Silver Dragon trying to fight off there with the 60th Philip Hammer right behind him. You know, Koopman's just not too far behind, up ahead. Danny Hoogendorn having all sorts of problems out of the gate, kind of set himself back a few paces and back through a few spots he did not want to be in. As we see Michael McLeod right now trying to build momentum up to the front. Kenny Ecker, little problems down there for him. As we run him right through the turn of champions. Big run off there. Django Bale, unfortunately, finding himself on the long run and the long preceding end of absolute trouble down on the track. Not quite how he drawed it up. McLeod now firing right off on Neil Killen, looking forward to get to the top 8. Major opening coming up as now McLeod looks to the run. Killen trying to hang him on the left side. Big bumpers put together. Side skirts, bumpers slamming down. Everyone driving them off. Remain clean. And right down on the left side now, McLeod shoots it back, looking for a crossover. Killen tried to catch him, didn't get it there. Interesting racing already out of the gate, and you can see why a lot of drivers, myself included, this track is probably one of the more interesting tracks in terms of overall pace and speed with the scenery and the views it creates. It's a track that garners so much attention as much as it does its prestige and anarchy of control and speed. Two big battles going on right now. One right behind him there. That is Bernardo Feria, Jonas Sager, Adam Schmidt, and Philip Hammer all in that little duel. Meanwhile, Spencer March, Emil Kubins, and Thorsten Seifert right now going head-to-head with one another right up into the mix. As we straighten them down along the straights and through the corners here across the vast sea there on the water ocean plains. Kind of hard to tell, but trust me, that is ocean plains we are looking at right there. Looks a little weird, but it is there. I'd say that much. Apologize if you hear a little bit of clapping in the background too. Unfortunately, we are having a little issue with shall we say, some pesky flies running around here, so some of our producers are trying to get rid of these things. They're currently messing up with our cameras here. Right on back right now, right? Jonas Sager right in the number 72 machine, pulling it close to Adam Schmidt there, looking for a little bit of gravitational pull and speed off of the corner spoilers. Not a lot of drafting zones on this track, or really speed zones. This is more about corner entry and how can you handle the nerves and speeds when drivers want to run through with you. And Bernardo Feria, man, there's a reason why he's got an 87.38 I rating. This guy will drive them to their limits and to their dawns. He has no qualms about what he'll do and what he'll bring to the table. He's showing that right now as the Red Dragon is on the attack. Encompassing speeds down on the speedway here as you're rolling through more and more. You just get to feel the power, everything that these cars are bringing to the table as we get a national variety of international flavor in this Porsche Cup Challenge Series. So one thing I do love about this league is that you get that flavor, you get that variety, but you also get a different set of road courses with cars. Well, I usually don't really talk all that much about it. I don't really get to see all that much on the track. Something kind of a little different, unique to see on the Speedway. Meanwhile, Nicholas Nolde right now, I believe that's how you say it. Or Nolde. It's either Nicholas Nolde or Nolde. Well, either way, right now, he's currently 2.5 seconds ahead. And other than Bernardo, he's the only other one that's got an 8,000 I rating to his name. Kind of crazy when you think about it, but man, that's just part of the deal. More troubles down there for the 496 of Kenny Ecker. He consistently having some issues, can't really put you on camera there, but trust me when I say, he is not having a time here in this track. Meanwhile, this guy right here, Nicholas Nolde, I'm just going to go with that for now. If I need to be corrected, I'll be corrected later, I bet. He's just been lights out from point A to point B here. Almost look like he's just kind of rolling the track off from the corners down more than anyone else. Except for that one there. Got into the wall a little bit, opening the door a little bit for Spencer Marsh and Emil Kubica to kind of get some speed kicked up. How much that will help, it's hard to say, but right now I think it might be enough time for them to make something work. Marsh and Kubica right now going at it here. As Kubica backs off. Marsh had a little bit of a run there, but couldn't quite get the car to spin back onto the track there. Towards the Cypher, Michael McLeod. Big battle for the inner vert field. The 8th spot is what you want. And McLeod right now looking on. He sees his opportunity kind of slipping away. If he doesn't figure out the way to get a Thorsten Cypher here in about 9 minutes. Actually about 8.5 minutes left on the clock from what I understand. There's a 15-minute starter, and then you get a little warm-up, and then a whole lot of power and extra speed to go with it. One thing I really like about that final corner there before the straightaway, the corner of champions, I believe, is that part of the track has claimed more champions, not in terms of bad, but in terms of just overall losing their control, letting that little wall container than any other corner they can think of, so that's what they nicknamed it. And Bernardo Faria, big mistake there. The number 87 losing his grip, losing his tire down on the tracks. Meanwhile, Emil Kubica, more problems on the track for him. He's come to a dead stop. Your second and third place battle coming to a swift and hollow end. Let's take a look at the replay and see what happens here. This is presented in part by our friends at the Motor Racing Checklist. Just like this, all of a sudden things going from bad to worse. Couldn't quite get the car to settle down. Kubica tried to drive it off. Unfortunately, that rear end will not give you any brakes if you do not try to stabilize that car up a bit. See right here, it turned it in, and then the rear end just snuck him, and then he got stuck into the wall. He has refired the car, but unfortunately all that time has been long lost to, well, time. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Still plenty of opportunities to try to catch back up, but man, he's going to need to really build something out quickly here. Mark DeBrew in the number 52. He qualified 11th. He starts 11th as Neil Killen. Same little spot there. He's currently qualified in the 10th spot. Right now running in that 10th spot. He's been looking like maybe he's been trying to pick pace up a little bit. Maybe see a few openings and spot a few shots in the dark. Meanwhile, Nicholas Nolde started in the 2nd spot, worked his way completely up into the race lead. Spencer Marsh completely in the same line, same boat, goes 2 up. So Hammer 2 down from his original spotting line. And Hammer's one of those guys too you see constantly coming up on the show for a reason. He's just one of those drivers that knows how to race with the best of them, and for his fellow countrymen, he's been trying to show he's out to make the best of his racing and the best of his position. Take a look at our sectors right now. The S1, S2, S3 sector has been a very interesting little cash grab and giddy up for these drivers. Last lap, Nicholas Nolde, fastest lap of the track, 136.78. Fastest, closest one to him. was a 137.59. Yeah, that's pretty tight there. Unfortunately, out of that top 5, and that was Hammer that got it done. The sectors right now, to me, just look like everyone is losing so much speed and so much ground in terms of the corners, in terms of the edges of the track there, and Spencer Marsh is well aware of that, especially that final corner. One little slip up, and that was all it took there. You can see it just kind of reeled in the car a little bit more than he was expecting to. As we go on board here with Jonas Sager. Adam Schmidt right now slowly but surely creeping his way back in. Plus 3 spots as well for Schmidt as he continues to roll the gap off. Sager right now trying to keep him back behind. If you're just now tuning in with us right now here, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning on in. And be sure to like, follow us up on Facebook, subscribe on our YouTube channel if you haven't already. I've got some very incredible stuff going on right now, getting ready for the big show today. Our good friend Michael Bollinger will be back with us on the call. Talladega Super Speedway will host the Buck Kicker 50 coming at you in just a few short hours. Yeah, man, Season 11 just got even bigger. Another sponsor added onto the list there now. 10 to its name. Yeah, that's right, 10 of them. So that means even more drivers are popping in. It's a little rush rally. But drivers want to race and they want to come out. And that's exactly what we've been seeing in multitude of leagues as of late, including this one, the Porsche Cup. Last week, a lot of drivers tuning in, wanted to see what their luck was, test their strength and test their speed, and get runs like that. Django Vale once more opens the door up there. Michael McLeod drives it right off and now sends his way up to Bernardo Feria. And Bernardo right now, the Brazilian, trying to stabilize the car up and make sure he knows he can roll him off and take this one home with him. I got a feeling the way the gaps are, the way the drivers kind of possess that speed and overall conditioning, man, they got to be thinking really mostly off the top of their head, like where and when is going to be the right time to make a move, make a run off into the distance, and hope that it ends up working out in their favor. We've seen it before a multitude of times where one wrong move, one long little angle, and all of a sudden it just completely throws yourself into the worst possible dilemmas. So right now, Nicholas, just a few short laps left. Spencer Marsh, Philip Hammer right now, starting to close our gap off a bit, about a second now. Actually about a full 0.85 seconds left off this. As Hammer rolls in. Bopping around a little bit, wall spinning, and drivers kind of clacking around here. Nobody's safe here from the mids and here from the gaps in the zones. Adam Schmidt, Thorsten Seifert, Bernardo Feria in that mix of the invert. What could be rolling around now? What could be making these drivers think twice about what they're doing? It's hard to say, but right now I gotta believe it's probably just the fact that the track is tearing up the equipment a little bit, throwing them up and down, off the rails and around the track, just trying to see how much speed they can build. 3-car battle going on. Schmidt, Seifert, and Feria. Feria, look at this. He wants the daily double to the right. Swings it down to the track. Nice run there by Feria in a beautiful corner off. He passes 2 for the price of 1. Ooh, boy, oh boy, that takes some guts, and that also takes a little bit of luck, but that is a no-brainer there. Bernardo is on the attack. One more lap to go, this time on by for Nicholas Node. And Nicholas has just been pure adrenaline, pure speed all the way through. Nothing given back out there, and nothing lost out on the track. Meanwhile, right up in the mix here, Spencer Marsh looks like he may have some company coming because Philip Hammer rolling it down a little bit, now starting to build speed. Again, points, extremely crucial here. They're already 10 races into the season. This is round 10. Round number 10 of this race season. Been absolutely chaotic. Crazy display of performance and speed. Nicholas still leading him down. This heat has been, this little sprint race has definitely given us some moments and has given us quite the attention, but what will happen when we get more in line and more in charge? Yeah, another slip up in the wall. Marsh now giving Hammer a little bit of breathing room here. It's funny they've hit that wall as hard as they have, as many times as they have so far. And Hammer on the right side. There it is, just like Bernardo is going to try to squeeze him by. No luck, though. Not on that corner. I think the difference there was Bernardo had a little bit more tire there versus what Hammer's dealing with, and probably had a little bit more of a run to kind of build off from. As they roll him down to the final corner, though, checkers out. Nicholas Node taking the race win, but who's going to take this one from the second spot? It's going to be a hard sharp off, but Philip Hammer takes a solid speed off and will take this one down to the line for a second. Nicholas Node having an absolutely great race there. Comes away with the win. Philip Hammer second. Third to Spencer Marsh. Jonas Sager going to go fourth. Bernardo Feria fifth. Sixth to Adam Schmidt. Thorsten Seifert seventh. Eighth to Michael McLeod. Impressive. Very impressive stuff here from the drivers, and very impressive on look as you've seen everyone just put their limits to the power. Hoogendorm and Emil Koopmans battling hard there for the 12th spot, but it will belong to Hoogendorm there, at least for that one. Let's take a look at our finishing results there. This one was a doozy, folks. Definitely a wild one, but that was for a fun time or not. Let's take a look at it. Here is the results now. Yeah, that's pretty clear. Node marking his territory and putting everybody to shame. We'll see how he does, as he'll have to invert to the back in the 8th spot. Philip Hammer going to go second. Third, Spencer Marsh. Jonas Sager fourth. Bernardo Feria going fifth. Sixth, Adam Schmidt. Fourth to Seifert. Seventh, eighth to Michael McLeod. Django Vale going to go ninth. And Neil Killen rounding out the top 10. So right now we are currently preparing up for our main event. Yeah, quick little warm-up lap in. Yeah, you gotta relax once in a while here, guys. Gotta give them some time to breathe. Never know anymore what kind of madness and insanity we're gonna get next. So right now we're going to get this one up and running, ladies and gentlemen, here. 14 drivers about to go at it. We invert the 8. Who's going to be rocking it away on top? Oh, you're about to find that out. Let's send it down to our gridding order for this one. This is your starting lineup here on the pole. Michael McLeod will be the number 115. The outside in the 76 is Thorsten Seifert. Adam Schmidt going to go in the 3rd spot in the 12. Bernardo Ferria going to go in the 4th spot. Jonas Sager in the 72 will be in the 5th spot. 6 will be a set number for Spencer Marsh. And then the row number 4, the 7th spot is the 60 of Philip Hammer. The 8th spot will be Nicholas Nolde. Then we'll see Django Bell in the 686 in the 9th spot. The 10th spot is Neil Kill in the 93. The 11th spot will be Mark De Bruin in the 52, the outside. The 992 in the 12th spot is Danny Hugendorn. And finally in the 911, Emil Koopmans. In the 13th and the 14th is Kenny Eckert. There is your starting lineup, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's time to burrow the speed down. Michael McLeod going to have the chance of his life. Run him down, line off to the green. Start him up. Let's go. Running him back down around onto the first set of corners here. Down through the set. Turns head out of the gate. Rolling back right now. Adam Schmidt. Jonas Sager going to go running it back in between from the first set of corners. Yet Sager with the advantage. Schmidt trying to swing it to the left side. Can't quite get the early pass on there. McLeod will take the lead here as Seifert watches on. Seifert knows he can't rush it. He's got to be patient. Bernardo Ferria, though, that's the biggest one out of the bunch I would be a little bit concerned about in terms of what they can do around there. Oh! A countdown from the corner through the turn. Trouble for Seifert as McLeod gets out of the way of that one. Oh, Seifert went way too hard. You saw him literally slamming the brakes down, and he was just trying to get out of that mess quickly. Good camera work and angles there by the crew as we have now McLeod just jumping right ahead. Ferria getting a little love tap from Sager and Hammer. Those two don't exactly agree with one another. They want to get it to the spot in the head of the field. Riding them back down right onto the track side here. Everyone now looking on, trying to bolster and hammer it up. Looking for any kind of run, looking for any kind of speed they can gather and gain. Every driver for themselves here, and it's a beautiful mismatch of hard racing as they run it down through the Champions Corner. Or the Turn of Champions. Honestly, you guys have to help me out with these things. I'm not good at naming road course names. I just know that's something about Champions. I'm thinking it's the Turn of Champions or the Corner of Champions. I would say it's the Corner of Champions, but you guys be the judge on that one. All I know is that there's a lot of drivers that were champions that have been pretty much taken for a wild ride on that track, on that part of the corner, I've been told. So we can take a wild ride. Wait a minute, McLeod, the leader! Trouble! Unbelievable right out of the gate. McLeod has lost complete control of the lead, and he has absolutely destroyed his car. What has happened to the Jellyfish in 115? This is uncharacteristic to say the least, but here you can see he lost complete control of the turn and just completely threw himself into the wall. Nothing he can gain and everything he just lost out of that one. Unreal. Your new leader, well, you can probably guess it. It's Bernardo Ferria, the 87. Literally just deciding to take full control of that and makes the runoff from position. Oh, a little side skirt, and Koopmans gets a nice little love tap, and he gets a hit in the back. And now he's literally blocking traffic, trying to refire. Gets that fired back to Bruin, getting ahead there of Django Vale. And it looks like Thorsten Seifert as Neil Killen, the one, the recipient that had to get in the way of Emil Koopmans trying to square that thing up. Hey, you talk about little wild moments. This track, no wonder why it is an absolute unit of a track. It can just send you for a loop and you wouldn't even know it. The ocean waves right now probably changing its tide of the winds here for the trackside. Django, Seifert having a little go at it here down off the bottom of the corner screen. Django and Vale now to Bruin going for it here. The Monster Energy number 52 going head to head there with the DLR of Dutch League Racing. Django Gets a good run off there. Now Bruin back in between. Seifert blocked. Nels kind of screaming the car back to life. No more have we seen the lead changes now changed up between each driver more than 3 or 4 times in this entire session. Pretty wild to believe, but that is part of racing. Hogendorn trying to hold off Koopmans right now as Koopmans tries to build some speed back underneath him. Koopmans going on the left side now. Booms the patrol makes the pass on Hogendorn. Hogendorn backing off a little earlier than Koopmans, I feel. Perhaps sensing he didn't quite have the same amount of speed and rotation. Let's go on board. Oh man, talk about taking a rip off that one. Owie. I would not want to be in that car right about now. That thing did not feel, that could not have felt good at all. Django Vale making a huge run off. Hogendorn right now, yeah, he's struggling. He had a lot of speed early, and now all of a sudden kind of losing it outright. Mark DeBruin and Neil Killen have a little go at it here, kind of maybe patrolling the stage. And Killen, straight to the right side, coming up, hard corner, right up to the head. Dips it in. Mark DeBruin backs off, lets him through, and now rolls it onto the gaps. Bernardo Feria right now being hunted down by the man that we have said before loves to do nothing more than just place the big hammer upon your chest and squeeze the life right out of your speed. They say it's so strong that even the Hammer brothers are afraid to deal with it. And right now he's looking to do it here. 5,000 versus 8,000 I rating here. High level speedsters going at it. Absolutely tough, insane, crazy driving styles. And a really no give, no zone kind of racing mentality. Feria right now looking on his hammer. Just trying to get Germany back to the greater good. Back to the greater love that they once were in his mind. By simply showing them that he's willing to fight. Running off from the corner, almost ran out of room there. Hammer's right there with him. Almost seems like for one straight, just have that other straight just popping right in between and just mixes you up so much. Meanwhile, we forgot all about Jonas Sager here, who's actually moved 2 spots up. Number 72, not far out of this one just yet. Michael McLeod says my baby started crying hysterically halfway through the first lap. McLeod, oh, that's extremely tough shame, good sir. I don't have kids of my own yet, but I'll tell you right now, man, I've been around kids enough to know that they can be a handful. So for a young baby, though, I mean, I cannot even imagine what that must be like. So, but I will say this though, congratulations to you and the wife on the youngster there, sir. Running it right through after the sectors. You can see how many corner twos, man. These guys are having to literally brake so quick and then having to tip shop, ship shape, and it's almost like wheel this car so many ways, so many laps. And actually, I think that kind of makes it more impressive that they're even able to get the car to really holster and hang on as long as it does. There's so many ways that it could go absolutely wrong in just a matter of seconds, and yet here they are managing to protrude each gap, trying to hang on to each corner, each lap. It just becomes more and more frustrating by the second. Emil Koopmans right now trying to get back up there with Spencer Marsh and as well as Adam Schmidt. We go on board with Adam. You know, the crazy thing is too about Adam Schmidt is the fact is that he's had a lot of promising top fives and a lot of great runs in him to get to the front. Like the best though I've ever seen him get was like 2nd place before end up losing a little bit of speed and end up getting trapped in the wrong run. And yet here he is now, just going toe to toe with some heavy hitters and some top tier favorites. Your top tier favorites you'd think could win any race. I mean, the only lowest I rating we have in this series, at least in this day, is really Kenny Ecker with a 2012. Just for comparison's sake, guys, I mean, my highest I rating on a road course was like 14, 13, 14, 12 at the most. I didn't have much. My highest I rating I actually have is about a 3,000 on. That's on the ovals for obvious reasons. Not the dirt ovals either, which is usually my bread and butter. But I haven't been racing those as much as I should have. Speaking of racing as much as I probably should have there, Spencer Marsh trying to race up quick there. Adam Schmidt, feeling like maybe he can get a little bit of something going. Car looked tremendously smooth. They're rolling off from the sectors. Meanwhile, back up ahead right now, Faria and Hammer. Both drivers right now staying close, but staying merely in the gap. Each driver right now just looking to roll anything out of here and roll from whatever they got to the spotlight down in the sector. Faria, huge move there. About 20 minutes left on the clock right now. Speed and boost and power ups. Getting mighty, mighty fine. And a lot of overall drive. What's up, Ramsey here? Bernardo right now and Hammer almost kind of intertwined with each other right now, because the fact is they're so close to each other in terms of the speed, the scope, and the overall run, that it's kind of interesting to see just kind of where they'll end up laying out at and where they'll end up driving on to. But they have to make so many adjustments on the fly and so many runs down into the corners just to get the best out of the equipment. Django Vale right now, and Thorsten Seifert having a little bit of a mixed match here. Meanwhile, up ahead, Koopmans finally getting a nice run on Adam Schmidt. Stabilizing up right now here, Thorsten Seifert and Neil Killen right now. Kind of giving up some speed, giving up some momentum here. Django Vale and Thorsten Seifert still relatively within gap range, 2 seconds back. Was about a 0.8 for a little bit. That has all but changed up. Pace starting to thicken a little bit up more, and it seems like now the gap and the speed and overall durability of the cars may now start to be wearing out a little bit. The more the suspension and the equipment takes a hold of the track, the harder and tougher it becomes. It's just to hang on and just be able to signify up where you need to be. Bernardo Faria right now troubles, and Philip Hammer with the big runoff. Completely missed that. I was just getting a quick drink there, and I turned my camera for a minute, and now all of a sudden this happened. I guess that's why they say don't try to change up your drinking stuff there, guys. Well, let's see what happened. Literally, I was kind of catching my breath for a minute, and then all of a sudden this happened. Look at this, almost very similar to what happened there to Michael McLeod. Overbroke, over-accelerated. Brown had to back off, crossed the corners, and jumped it right back ahead of Hammer. Hammer was able to successfully make his move. Now there's plenty of room to start taking even further control of this race. Question is, what will he do and how will he handle it to get there? So now with only about half a race left to go. Starting to see more and more like maybe Hammer finally has kind of put two and two together again and figured out how to race it with the best of them. And now he's back to that winning way, if you will. That almost that drive, survive kind of mentality. Just see how much of a rip that corner takes on these cars too. That turn right there, man, that final corner, it just absolutely messes up a car and messes up the driving speed line there. It will not give an inch, it will not give any step there. Django and Cypher right now, they are still right on the nose, right on the gap zone, looking for anything they can. And Django with a little bit of a bad run there off that corner end, turns off the corner and now sends himself back a little bit into the pack here. He had a little bit of a little tire issue earlier on too. It looked like kind of steering out of it. Seemed like his right front wasn't quite running down on the speed as much as he wanted it to. Ended up costing him quite a bit of time, quite a bit of effort. Now he's just hoping that maybe at this point he can get a little bit further into the gap, more of a chance at the run, but it's hard to really say, especially how things are becoming more and more apparent. It's getting harder and harder to get to. Bernardo Faria, man, talk about ripping it as much as he wants and as much as he needs to, but Hammer right now is just simply piloting this thing away from them all. Jonas Sager even looking for a possible perfect taking it ahead of him. Gotta have a little bit more time to run it down off that track and really maybe into the speed boost here. But that's what he needs to do, and that's what he's gonna have to do. Alright, so right now getting right end of the mix, things still time left on the clock for Spencer Marsh and Emil Koopmans. And Emil making a tremendous comeback, you ask me. Considering how far he fell from grace that last bit. So now where he's at now. Spencer Marsh here trying to hold his fourth spot on ahead, but it seems like Emil wants to try to duke it out with him just a little bit. I believe it was those two as well on that battle for second and third that went head to head there before Hammer decided to kind of come in and spoil the party for Marsh. The invert of the field really throwing everybody for a bit of a loop and for a bit of a drive. Now sets us with 8 minutes left on the clock. Koopmans right now looking to dig into that lead from Marsh. A little lead off of the corner and off from the exits there and the speeds. Making that much more of a chance to really build speed up, and you can see it is so difficult to get that thing to turn, man. You really got the ridges and the rumps just laying up on you, and now all of a sudden you're just having that car get so out of shape and out of access. That's what makes this racing such an interesting place. I think what I like about it too is that it's a different kind of feel. I mean, I know some of these road courses I know we've kind of gone to, they're like, some of them are alright, some of them are okay, and then some of them are like, why are we here? But this is one, like, to me, that's pretty good, honestly. And I'm not a road course fan by any means, but I genuinely like what I've seen here with this race today. It's got an interesting flavor to it. The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, I'll give it this. It's definitely worth a cup date if you ask me. Marsh still fighting hard there. Koopmans back in the rear view, and now just seeing maybe he can take anything he can up to the level. These drivers just do not want to give an inch. For Marsh, though, he's kind of driving with a lot of pride on the line. Obviously, this is pretty much his homeland track, and he knows he cannot fail in this time. Just trying to keep his head in the playing field and head in the zone. Kubitz though looking to try and revert that out a little bit. The Apex Missers is just right on the rails. That's been pretty much our battle for most of this one here from this later half because everything else kind of going on. It's a bit quiet down there. Kubitz now looking on the left side. Try to roll it on the right side there. Maybe look for the crossover. Didn't quite get it. Marsh actually slipping the tires a little bit though. Kubitz able to control it in pace. And now Kubitz dead end centered. Looking to try to roll it down. Bernardo Ferrio in trouble as well. He's got a major problem down there. The A7 dead stopped it. Marsh trying to hold it off. We'll have to go back and figure out what the heck happened to Bernardo. Bernardo has come to a dead stop. The Brazilian, what on earth is going on down there for this car and this team today? Just came to a dead stop. Wasn't sure if the right front was cut on the tire or what happened there, but something went wrong, and it ends up costing him pretty much this entire race. Not what you want to see, and he still stopped out on the track there. Absolutely insanity here to believe. And Jonas Sager now moves into second. As Philip Ammer just needs to keep clocking down laps and just keep clocking down the time. Doesn't really need to worry anymore all that much, honestly. But you got no sense of urgency though. That could be literally the time you break yourself in a bit and make it that much more hard on yourself, depending on how things can go. I've seen where drivers, myself included, get a little too arrogant, a little too clairvoyant, and all of a sudden we throw each other for the worst possible end out. Oh! Nasty little hit there, unfortunately, as we just saw that one go straight into the wire. Down, starting to dwindle a little bit. It looks like maybe these cars maybe tore up more than we thought. Maybe took a lot more hits in between maybe than we realized. Still climactic battle going on. Now Koopman's back on the left side trying to dig it. Oh, and he gets it right in between with Mars. Mars not too happy about that one. Don't want to damage up the cars and you don't want to damage up your own equipment. Well, that's not exactly what Koopman's had in mind. Marsh just took a full blunt of the 911, and I think that may be sending him to the 911 in the minute, because he may need a call for a little bit of backup. In this case, rolling it back. Here we go. Big turn coming up. Marsh and Koopman right on it. Serious power and speed rolling down in. Koopman's trying to hang on, looking to the left, now swings it hard. Even more, Marsh though drives it harder on the right side, got him in the corner exit. Man, what a battle between these two. Seriously unalterated and powerful speed mixed in between, with only just a few set amount of minutes left on the clock. Truly, this feels like a battle for the win. Yeah, it's only a battle for third. That's the crazy part. It's not even a battle for the win, it's just a battle for the third spot. And they're traveling like it literally is meant for their lives on the line. Meanwhile, back up ahead right now, I believe we're going to be patrolling last lap territory. Hammer right now looking to finish this one up. No white flag yet. Looks like they'll get him one more. Down the straight. I think it might be just about there. Looks like we're going to get close to it. Every driver for themselves, and at this point, it's really all boiling down to these two. But there is one little other mini battle going on. That's Django Vale, as well as Neil Killen. Those two drivers not done with each other just yet. Neil looks like he kind of patrolled the turns a little bit more off than I think that Django was expecting. Looking for maybe a little bit more run and showcase there. March and Koopmans, the main battle up ahead. You can see the grass, the turns, and the track. Frankly, it's just been torn to shreds. Significant entries there and significant passing. No luck though, no gimmies. Down that straightaway yet again here. Anybody's gas. Philip Hammer right now looking to just get this one wrapped up. March and Koopmans going for whatever is worth their time. Koopmans back hard on the left, looking for the crossover again. This time looking to cross him up. This time go to the right. Not quite. Not quite enough there. Final sector here for Philip Hammer. Checker's coming out. Philip Hammer drops the hammer on them all. He's going to win another one here, and he gets it at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Jonas Sager, nothing to complain here. A solid second and a final climactic battle. Emil Koopmans trying to cut the track. That doesn't work. Good sir. Spencer Marsh taking on home for third. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that was a race. That was fun. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, Philip Hammer. Takes it to the line, takes it to the wire. Holds on to every bit of speed and holds on to the end. A solid victory and a solid climactic sequence of events. Just to be able to do this today. It's time now to take a look at your feature results. Presented in part by the Motor Racing Checklist. What was a doozy, ladies and gentlemen, but Philip Hammer hangs on to the balance. Jonas Sager going to go second. Spencer Marsh third. Emil Koopmans fourth. Adam Schmidt fifth. Thorsten Seifert sixth. Neil Killen going 7th, 8th. And Django Vale ninth. Mark de Bruin. Danny Hugendorn top 10. Rounds out the field. Well, how about that one, folks? If you enjoyed it, we've got one more thing to go for you today to take a little piece of the pie. We are going to back to our roots and our land, Talladega, Alabama. We're coming back in just a little while. We'll see you guys there. Season 11 for Pedal Motor Racing League kicks off shortly. We'll see you there here on Pizza Racing TV.